8-Bit Dylan. Time for the intro to my videos. Just make weird noises with your mouth. Hey guys, welcome to another crazy YouTuber Big Brother Heroes vs. Villains video. So I decided that I was going to actually make a speed build of the brand new YouTuber Big Brother house. Now, if y'all don't know me, I am not the best builder in The Sims 4. But I tried my best and I am actually very proud of the outcome of this house. So this video is going to be about 23 minutes long. It's going to be me speeding up the footage. It took me about like 3 hours to build this, and there was a little bit of pre-planning that went into the layout of it, but essentially I wanted to give off that feeling of heroes versus villains in the house. Also, some of the new twists for the season are incorporated into the house's design. So I hope you guys are excited to see what this house is gonna turn out and how it's gonna look, because I am very proud of the work that I put into it. So, as you guys can tell, first big twist is we are making a penthouse this season. I figured I have the City Living expansion pack, why not utilize it to its full extent? So yes, this season, the Big Brother contestants will be inside of a penthouse in San Myshuno in the brand new district of, in the City Living expansion pack. And I'm doing this all in one take, so I'm letting you guys know there may be some like awkward pauses, there might be some awkwardness in me speaking, but today, guys, I'm also gonna reveal in this video the full entire cast of YouTuber Big Brother, as well as explaining how the game is going to work. So, as you guys can tell in this video, I am kind of going with a red and a blue design. And the reason for that is because of the brand new twist that's gonna be happening this season. So, it's kind of a mix between Survivor meets Big Brother in the fact that the house will be divided. There will be two sides of the house, the red clique and the blue clique. And I don't call them teams because I don't want it to get confused with any other kind of show that might be out there, but we're going with the red and blue theme. And how this is gonna work is there will basically be 7 people in the red clique, some of them being heroes and villains, and 7 people in the blue clique, which will be a mix between heroes and villains. And those two cliques will compete in head of household against each other. And once one clique wins the head of household, the one person on the winning team who did the best in that challenge will win head of household. And they'll have access to the head of household bedroom, and everyone that was on the winning team for the head of household competition will get access to the royalty suites in the house. Now, the house is kind of divided. There's no have-not room this time. Instead, there are a ton of couches in the house, and if someone is a have-not, they're not getting a bed. They have to sleep on a couch. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because the last season of YouTuber Big Brother, the have-nots really didn't suffer that much for being a have-not. They kind of still got their sleep up, they still gotta eat, they still gotta do all this other stuff. So, this season, I'm making it a much harder on those have-nots, and they have to sleep on couches, they can't sleep in beds, and they don't get access to the kitchen. Instead, there are going to be coolers behind the staircases, and they are forced to have to eat out of a cooler. And it's gonna make their lives miserable. They're not gonna get a microwave, they're just gonna be forced to eat like cereal and yogurt, and it's gonna be a mess. But I'm really excited to see how this plays out. So, with the design of the house, I decided to continue with that theme. We're splitting it in half, one side red, one side blue. Now, obviously the blue team can use, or the blue clique can use the red side, the red clique can use the blue side. It's just more of going with the theme of the show for this season. And I'm very, very excited that the actual design actually played out and worked really well, like much better than I thought it was going to. Another thing to note about this season is that when one side loses the head of household competition, the winning side, that is the HOH, gets to nominate 2 people from the losing clique. So instead of like in Survivor when one tribe loses, they go to tribal council. Instead, in this, if you're on the losing basically team, you don't get to save yourself. Like you are at the crux of the winning clique pretty much. So what I'm really excited about is once the voting comes into play and once the veto competition happens, the losing clique actually doesn't get to vote. It's the winning clique that gets to pick apart their enemy team and say the red clique is up for elimination and the blue clique won HOH. Oh, ignore these shelves. These shelves are so ugly, so ugly. I got rid of them at the end, don't worry. The blue clique would get to vote out two of the, like between the two people that are nominated on the red clique side. Sorry, that was really confusing. Again, I'm doing this all in one take. I'm also really sick, so I'm sorry if I sound really stuffy or if you hear me taking drinks of water or having to blow my nose or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm trash, what can I say? And I think it's time now that I talk about the entire cast. So if you guys have missed my live streams, the past videos, you don't know anything going into this, let me tell you the finalized cast. Now we have 4 villains and we have, let me see, 10 heroes. And 2 of those villains are men, 2 of those villains are women. And here they are, I guess. Oh God, I'm so nervous to say this. I don't know what the reaction will be. So for the villains, we have Keemstar, the drama YouTuber, Caseytron, who is one of the biggest trolls on Twitch. I love her to death. She makes hilarious content on YouTube. Definitely go check her out. Ricegum, who is a drama YouTuber, which, fun fact, I allowed my viewers to vote for who they wanted this spot to go to. So it was between Ricegum, James Turner, who is a YouTuber for The Sim Supply, or Leafy, and Ricegum won the vote. So Ricegum was added to the cast. And for the 4th and final villain, we have Zombie Unicorn, who I know kind of gets in spats on Twitter here and there. I love her to death. She's a good friend of mine, and I'm really excited to have her be a part of the show. As for the heroes, we have, in no specific order, LifeSimmer, who is an amazing Sims YouTuber. Definitely go check her out if you love Sims content. Dan the Diamond Minecart, Sky Does Minecraft, Nick Dominates, who is an awesome and hilarious but sometimes offensive LGBT YouTuber. He posts a bunch of different games and can sometimes say things that could offend a few people, but he's pretty hilarious. We have Lauren Z Side, Kaleido, who is also an amazing Minecraft YouTuber. If you don't know who she is, go check her out. She's from Australia. Mousy Mouse, Dodger, her YouTube channel is Press Heart to Continue. I will have links to all of their channels in the description of this video so you can check out the entire cast there. Stampy Longnose, and Sky Williams. Now, Sky Williams, some people might be like, who is that? Who is Sky Williams? Well, here at YouTuber Big Brother, I want to get a wide variety of gaming content in the cast. And Sky Williams makes League of Legends videos, and I figured, why not add Sky Williams to the cast? He's hilarious, he can be sometimes offensive, but he's also really sweet, like he's an actual really nice person, and he makes League of Legends content, which is something different for the house. So, as you guys can tell, as this house is being built in the background, we are going with this red and blue theme pretty strictly. We've got the left side completely red, the right side completely blue, and I think now in this video I'm adding the coolers that are behind the stairs. That is literally where they're going to have to eat. They don't get any cool spot to kind of cook their food or grab their food. Instead, they get a cooler behind the stairs. So that empty room that's next to the stairs is actually where the challenges and competitions are going to be taking place. I wanted a spot that I could control the lighting because I learned quite a few things after doing YouTuber Big Brother Season 1. I learned that you need to have all of your challenges indoors because lights on the outdoors only come on at nighttime. So that was kind of crappy. and it made for lighting in certain scenes and getting thumbnail shots really difficult. So I want to control the lighting. All of our challenges will be indoors. The second thing that I have realized since doing YouTuber Big Brother is there's no stereos, no TVs, no form of music, because I learned that The Sims 4 is not the most balanced game when it comes to how people develop relationships. And I learned that if certain Sims are hanging out together and they're dancing, their relationship skyrockets more than usual. And it can actually cause a pretty big imbalance in how the relationships are formed. And I definitely wanted to do away with that because it could cause some of the alliances to get shifted mid-game, and it kind of messes with the flow of the show. So yeah, there's no stereo, there's no music, there's nothing of that variety anywhere in this house. So the next thing is you might notice this middle part that's outdoors. And I wanted to kind of go with this cool concept of having basically the middle of this house, or this penthouse, scooped out, and that's where their backyard will be. So it's still technically indoors, much like the actual Big Brother house, but it's also outdoors, and they get kind of the sunlight coming in from the skylight at the very top, but they also get a pool, a jacuzzi, and like these nice seating areas in the outdoor area, which is nice. And later on in this video, you'll see that I kind of expanded upon that with the second floor and added some really cool walkways, which I think look great, especially with this giant skylight idea that we have in the middle. So these are the bathrooms that I'm working on right now in the video, and these bathrooms are unique in the fact that everyone has access to the toilets, but if you're a have-not, you actually don't get access to the showers, and that is going to prove to be so difficult for these Sims. So if the Sims want to actually like wash themselves, the only thing they can do is wash their hands and brush their teeth. I'm sorry guys, I'm sick. So that is gonna actually impact the have-nots quite a bit, and I think it's gonna really be the worst part for a lot of the Sims. Now, it's gonna be difficult enforcing this because later on in the season, it gets very difficult to get the Sims together and rounding them up to do certain challenges, and I do have to use cheats in order to adjust their basic need meters, and that can prove to be cumbersome because then have-nots don't have to eat, they don't have to sleep, they don't have to shower regularly, and so I'm gonna try to have a delicate balance on how I basically do that, because I want to be able to have the Sims actually fulfill their needs and actually need to do certain things, but I also need to make it where I can easily make videos and not have to like sit there for hours upon hours fulfilling all of these Sims needs just to get them to do a simple task. So as you can see, this walkway idea I was not feeling, and I was like, you know what, let's open this up and make it look really, really cool. So I added these cool little balconies that would basically lead up into the second floor. And okay, you guys are gonna judge me on these bedrooms. The theme I was going for was royalty antique. So being a HOH, like the winning team, yes, you get some ugly rooms. You get some really old, antique-y, royalty-ish looking rooms, but if you're the actual HOH, your room is pretty baller, I will say that. But that's kind of the theme that I was going for this, so I want it to look like your grandma's house, like a really fancy Victorian mansion kind of bedroom that looks like it's from the early 1900s that really is out of style. And that's what I'm going for this. So yes, it looks putrid, it looks ugly, I know. I also needed to make the rooms not be red or blue, but kind of a mix in between. So I kind of went with a pink. I know that's not a mix between red and blue. I should have gone with purple, but there's not a lot of purple options when it comes to the actual bedrooms themselves. Now, a cool thing to note about these beds is I specifically used these beds because they can switch between red and blue. So whichever team actually wins, we can change how the beds look. And when I designed this HOH room coming up, you'll notice that I designed it to be a red room but that can change depending on which team wins. So everything that's gonna be in the HOH room that's red can be turned into blue if a blue team person wins, which I think is a really cool concept. The rooms are constantly going to be changing throughout the house depending on which team wins and who's got the power. And I'm excited to see how the season plays out because we've got quite the cast of characters. Now, if you guys are confused on why there's villains in the show and what they'll do, let me explain that a little bit better. So, villains for this show, I know that the show's called Heroes versus Villains, but technically the heroes aren't against the villains aren't against the heroes. It's simply the villains are incorporated there to kind of add some diversity with the personality traits, as well as some awesome twist when it comes to the care packages. So, here's how the care packages will work this season. In past seasons, it was basically everyone voted for who they wanted to win a certain twist to help them in the game. This season, that is the exact same, but it's gonna play out a little bit different. If a villain in that care package poll ever gets last place, that means the least amount of votes in a poll, they win the care package instead of whoever won first place. So what that means is, as a viewer, you need to outsmart the villains and think, do I want to vote for someone because I want them to win a care package, or do I want to vote for a villain because I don't want them to get a care package? Now, just like in past seasons, if someone wins a care package, they cannot win another care package on top of that, so they can only win one throughout the entire show, which is pretty awesome. But it is definitely going to switch things up. If a villain wins first place in those polls, they also still win the care package. So villains definitely have an advantage when it comes to the care package. But to offset that, their traits in the show are terrible. They are mean, they're mischievous, they'll play pranks on people, they're just really evil. And it's gonna be a hard time, or they're gonna have a hard time, making friends in the house. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, because definitely they can make friends and they can survive till the very end. They just have to be very smart about how they do certain things. So as you can tell, we have the speaking toilet from the City Living expansion pack, which I love a lot. This toilet will talk to you. And it's kind of like how people that have the insane trait will talk to people like Skelly Bear or some of the toys. Anyone can talk to this toilet if they're HOH. So I expect some drama with the toilet. I still need to think of a name, so make sure to leave a comment down below in the comment section. What should we name the toilet? Because we got to give a name for it. Maybe like Jeeves or some sort of butler-esque name. Now, as for this side room, I liked how we had the study in the past season. It was really nice. It got used a lot, and we don't really have like a game room or a place that we can play chess and stuff. So I decided to turn this into a study of sorts, and I used the space to basically put down chess tables because I want the Sims to be able to increase their logic skill if they want. Also, we had to use the Void Critter battle station because why not? I love the Void Critters in this game, and you will definitely see the Void Critter challenge return this season. That is for sure. I'm just a fan. I love it so much. All right, sorry for that awkward pause. I needed to like breathe for a second. I, again, can't breathe out of my nose because I'm sick. Now, as for the balconies, I had a tough time deciding what I wanted to do with those balconies. You'll see later on in the video when I work on them, but there's 3 balconies, and I was like, what am I gonna do with these spaces? And I figured, what kind of rooms don't I have yet in this house? And the main things that I needed were, there was no gym, there was no kind of just cool outdoor seating area, and there was no place that you could play games like foosball or darts or anything of that variety. So I was like, I'm gonna utilize these balconies to kind of fit that space. So I really liked the design that they had for the original penthouse that was on this lot, and they had this cool like Zen garden feel. And I was like, I need to recreate that. I need like a cool Zen garden space. So that's what I did with this outside balcony. I was like, I'm gonna kind of put down some cool pebbles, and I'll add some bamboo trees, and it'll just be really relaxing because the Sims are gonna need a cool place to relax after all of the stress that this game is going to bring, because girl, is it gonna be stressful. And I decided that we need to have the YouTuber survivor tiki god of sorts, because I like to bring over stuff from past seasons. If you guys have not seen YouTuber Survivor or the first season of YouTuber Big Brother, make sure to go check them out before you watch YouTuber Big Brother Heroes vs. Villains, because I know I'm gonna get a bunch of comments like, why is this person not in the cast? Why is this person not in the cast? It's like, girl, they were already on the show. They were on a past season of it. So I decided to use this space as the gaming area / gym, and I don't know how I like the design of it. Also, I had been like building for 3 hours straight and my brain was basically becoming mush. So I apologize for the really bad decorations that you're about to see. I kind of gave up on this balcony. It was very difficult. I plan on doing a live stream and kind of retooling and redecorating some aspects of it. Also, that pig, girl, I want the pig to be like the next thing. So there was like Skelly Bear, and then there was the Tiki God. Girl, I want that pig to be an integral part of this season because it is so cute. That or the talking toilet. Any of those work. Also, I had to add Skelly Bear because it's Skelly Bear. So you see me just kind of adding some last finishing touches all over the place. I also needed to fit some more couches. I don't know what that sound was. I also need to fit some more couches in the actual house because there's not enough sleeping area for all of the have-nots that this show is probably going to have. And again, we're going with this blue and red theme throughout the entire house because that's just what I'm gonna do. These paintings also are amazing from City Living. Props to the art team for The Sims 4 because they did a stellar job on making some really awesome looking artwork. So we're just adding the finishing touches and we're almost to the end of this entire video. So thank you guys so much for checking out this speed build for the YouTuber Big Brother Heroes vs. Villains house. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I put a lot of work into this house and I'm really excited to see how the season plays out. Next week, we will be starting the show. So YouTuber Big Brother Heroes vs. Villains will begin. And let me know who you're rooting for in the comments down below. You'll learn the exact clicks and who's on whose team and whatnot in the intro for the first episode. I already have stated who's on which team in my past live stream, so if you have not checked those out, you should, because girl, you missing out on some tea, honey. The tea is sweet, okay? And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna let this play out, and thank you guys so much, and hope you enjoy this upcoming season.